Hi, I'm Dr. Richthofen, and you should watch Little Game Boy 5. He does interesting things with the crawlers and other random pieces. Yeah.
Since Warzone has been out for a whole year, we have seen some changes on its lifespan, and we continue to see that today. However, it seems now that Raven took the lead on Warzone now from Infinity Ward, the game now seems to be in a worse state it's ever been. Now, back in 2018, we got a game called Black Ops 4 with a new mode, Blackout, that introduced the COD series to the Battle Royale genre. The game did flop due to anti-consumer tactics that caused the hype for the game to go down a whole lot, unfortunately. Even though the game was not loved by a lot and it didn't sell as much as Activision wanted it to, the Blackout mode had things going for it that could have made it a great BR game, and now it feels that Blackout is way better of a BR action Call of Duty game than Warzone. And I'm going to give you guys 5 reasons why Blackout is now better than Warzone. Before I do that, guys, remember to hit the subscribe button, because I'm always going to be posting new content on this channel. Hit the like button for more videos, and also, if you're a fan, make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload from me. But other than that, let's get back to the video. Number 1, the map. Now, if you look at the comparison between Verdansk and the Blackout map, it is big. I'll give it that. Verdansk is probably the biggest map Call of Duty has ever done in terms of a Battle Royale type map, or any map in Call of Duty in general. Way bigger than, World at War's past maps and War and all those other things. Verdansk is the biggest. I'll give it that. It is a really big map, so there's a lot of places that you can explore. But it's not all about that. It's not an open world game, because the whole point is to stay alive and anybody can shoot you from anywhere in turn. But the problem with this is that a lot of people just shoot you from houses. How many times have you played Warzone and you've been killed by a roof camper, or just somebody in a house building on the 2nd floor just sniping you with a Kar 98K? Or you go up there and you get blasted with an FAR. That's happened to all of us, I guarantee. And it seems that the game is trying to tell us that it's for that. It's that gameplay of sitting in a building and waiting until the circle kicks you out is how the game is supposed to be played. Now, if you go to Blackout, if you look at that map, sure, there are buildings that you can definitely sit in, but there's not as many. And a lot of those maps are actually multiplayer maps. Like, it actually flows well with the gameplay. There's a lot of verticality. There's a lot of ways to outmaneuver your opponent, and you can definitely see the range they took with making the Blackout map. Now, it may not be as big as Verdansk, but still a lot of fresh open spaces to really get your snipes on. You don't have to sit in a building and just do that. I mean, you could still do that, but the game doesn't really feel to that, because what Treyarch wanted to do was not make the game so campy. Now, sure, it can be like that in solos, because to be honest, BR solos are pretty campy in general for any BR game. Now, with Blackout, there's a lot of space to run around and track your enemy, because the game in Blackout is more fast-paced than it is in Warzone. So that's why Warzone is tailoring to the camping gameplay, and that's why the map resolves of it. With Blackout, since it's more fast-paced action, the action's going to go a lot quicker. The map is definitely smaller, but it has a lot more space, verticality, and ways to get around your enemy, and just, feels nice overall. And it definitely looks nice with the color and everything. Now, the graphics may not be impressive, but in terms of color, Treyarch did that insanely well, so I'll give him that. Number 2, looting. Now, ever since Warzone came out, when they introduced the loadout drop, this was the most divisive thing in the community when Warzone first dropped, because they were saying, no, you shouldn't have your weapons from Modern Warfare into Warzone, considering Warzone is a free-to-play game, so people don't have to own Modern Warfare to play Warzone. And the people who are already playing Modern Warfare before Warzone dropped already have their weapons ranked up. And people who are joining in don't have that, and they have to use just weapons with no attachments, or basically hope for the loot. And that's the point I'm going to get here, the looting. And it really seems, looting seems unrewarding in Warzone, because the most thing you're going to go for is the loadout drop. Once you get the loadout drop, that's it. You're only going to hit the chests for armor and money and ammo, probably. That's it. You're not going to hit it for a weapon. You're not going to hit it for anything. And it just seems that they didn't really want to make anything about loot, because when you go to the chests, what do you really get that really impresses you? I mean, when you go to find a box, a rare box in Blackout, it feels so rewarding because you get all these rewards. You get guns, you get health, you get special weapons, you get special grenades, you get everything. In Warzone, you don't really get that much. Sure, you get cash and you get kill streaks, but like, what's the point? The whole reason you're looting is to get cash, enough cash to get the loadout drop, get your perks, your meta weapons, and all that. You're going for the same type of thing, and that's actually the next topic we're going to be talking about in a second. But I just feel that looting in Blackout feels a lot better because there's a lot of things on the ground you can pick up, a lot of attachments, ammo, health, anything. Anything that you can pick up, even character objectives to unlock new characters in Blackout. It just feels so much better than Warzone, because Warzone, you always have to go for a chest, and sometimes that can get you killed in certain scenarios. So it's definitely not the most rewarding thing because, again, like I've said, the loadout drop is the main reason you're going through those chests and getting the money out of those chests to save up and get your loadout and be on your day. The only time you ever hit the chest back is if you want ammo or a gas mask. Maybe some money, but overall, I'm pretty sure you're going to have enough by the time you're killing players already. So, Blackout definitely had a great loot system. You drop the bag, get the stuff, or pick up anything around the map. That's definitely the ways you do the BR game rather than just saying, gotta go to that. The next thing, weapons. So I talked about this a little bit in the last topic, but basically, weapons in Blackout just feel better. Now, I'm not saying they handle better or whatever, because I definitely think the game engine in Modern Warfare to Warzone definitely looks amazing. However, that's not what we're talking about here. It's so sad that what we have to do in Warzone now is just get our typical loadout. Get the same FFAR, get the same AUG, get the same whatever. Like, that's all we're going to go for. We're not going to really have a change in weaponry. Sure, you could say, oh, I'm going to choose a different loadout, but you're still choosing a loadout that you've already customized. That is already there. You already know what you're going to get out of that box. With Blackout, anything goes. You got to find whatever you can to survive. And as you find that weapon that you prefer to use, you can get the attachments for it, like stocks, grips, anything, red dot sights. It's so fulfilling to find a weapon and use it. And yes, I can guarantee you that they should have added some way to defend yourself from people when you first land. I say Warzone did that well, where as soon as you drop, you have a pistol. That's okay because, you know, it kind of sucks when you're that one person who doesn't have a gun and you can't defend yourself at all. And that sucks that Blackout has it, but who am I to judge? But anyway, the point is, the weapons honestly feel better in Blackout because you're always getting something new. You're always not getting the same weapon you always want. Now, if you're playing like the bonus modes, like Alcatraz, Hot Pursuit, and all that stuff, there's going to be those loot chests or those, safes that have the supply drop weapons. But if you're just playing the regular modes, like quads, duos, and solos, you're just going to be finding weapons that you pick up off the ground or in a supply drop. That is the best thing, and that is the point of a Battle Royale game. If you played Fortnite, Apex, and any of the other Battle Royale games on the market, you'll notice that all you do is pick up weapons, get the attachments, if the game supports that, of course, and use it to your best play. And sure, you're going to find a rare weapon sometimes, because that can happen in Blackout where you find a fully customized thing, but you could change the attachments. You can change it as you go. You say, no, I don't want that scope. I want this. I want that scope. I want this. I want this. You could change so much, whereas Warzone is so restricted because as soon as you have your loadout, that's it. You can't change anything about it. It's done. You've already made the attachments. That's it. Now, of course, you can do that in Plunder, but honestly, Plunder is not really the most supportive mode of all time. It's mostly the BR modes like Rebirth Island, Mini Royale, or the main Battle Royale mode. So, honestly, to end off this topic, the weapons feel more better to get in Blackout than the typical loadout drop that you always get in Warzone. And it just seems boring as you go along. It's like, oh, here I go, I'm going to get the same gun again. That's the kind of issue I have there. Number 4, and we're getting into the big ones here, matchmaking. Now, ever since Modern Warfare came out, and this is especially a controversy in Black Ops Cold War, the skill-based matchmaking is there. You're just getting matched up with just such sweaty TTV players that are just going nuts, like rank 1000s, like always rank 100s. Like they always got to be those players that you just run into and you just can't beat sometimes at all. Because if you're at a high ranked player and a high KD, chances are you're going to get matched with people that are like that or even worse. And it really sucks that Raven, Treyarch, or Infinity Ward have come out to say that yes, this game has skill-based matchmaking, or no, this game does not have skill-based matchmaking. They have decided not to say anything about this, and it really kind of disappoints us, because for a Battle Royale game that's free to play, for anyone that doesn't play Call of Duty, and they're like, oh, let me get into Warzone. Well, how do you expect people to play that in a way that doesn't seem so, like, bad? Because you're putting people into these match pools that are putting them against people that are just insanely sweaty, insanely try hard, like they're in the Call of Duty Pro League and need to win to get $1 billion, which obviously you're not playing that for. But what is the point of that? In Blackout's matchmaking queue is whoever is playing the game. That's it. It doesn't matter what rank you're on, because the rank system is actually different from multiplayer. Now, in Warzone, it really uses the rank system of basically Modern Warfare's and everything. So it's shared between Modern Warfare and Cold War in the one Warzone client. Now, in Blackout, the way you rank up is you get kills if you're put in the top 5 and all that other stuff. You don't rank up just by simply being in the game. Obviously, in Warzone, you do have to do all that stuff as well, but the rank doesn't really affect you. You could prestige in Blackout, but that doesn't really change much other than giving you a new icon. And that doesn't change your matchmaking at all. You're still going to be matched with players who probably haven't played Blackout in a while, or don't play Blackout at all. This is their new game, and they're like, all right, let me try this out. There's going to be some tryhard players, sure, but there's also going to be a plethora of good players that are just trying to play the game and have a casual time. You're going to run into that in Blackout a whole lot because the matchmaking just feels simple. It doesn't feel like it's combobulated or I gotta turn crossplay off, otherwise I'm gonna go with the PC tryhards and all that stuff. That's the whole point of Blackout. It's just to start up a match with anyone, whether it's a rank 1, rank 0. I mean, whoever is searching for a Blackout map or game, just go in, have fun, be yourself, do the do. And that's why I think the matchmaking in Blackout is just simple, it's better, and you won't run into a lot of tryhards. Sure, there will be some, I can't guarantee, but it's definitely way better than always going up against a match in Warzone with teams that are just sweating their nuts off. And you can tell as soon as you watch the kill cam or as soon as you're spectating them. You can tell right away. The next big one, and I'm pretty sure we've seen this complaint 100 times in Warzone already, many times actually, cheating and hacking. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the crossplay idea is a really good thing for people who don't own certain consoles. They don't have to own those. They can just play on their one console they own and still play with everybody online. I like that idea. However, it really sucks when console players are matched up against with PC players, because PC players have a lot more hardware capabilities. They have a lot more frames per second. They have FOV slider. They have so many other things. And it kind of sucks to deal with that when console really doesn't have that much support. Now, I know on Xbox Series X and S, you can play Warzone at 120 frames if your monitor supports it, but that's it. Like, you don't have FOV slider, you don't have any of that. So it's kind of like, where's the right way? If you're going to compete with a PC player that already has these advantages, what is the point of that? But anyway, the main point I'm talking about, Warzone has had this problem over and over and over and over again of cheaters and hackers just like taking over the game. If you can see from this clip here, there's still to this day cheaters that just don't care, or obviously cheating and just don't care what they do, because the game is so accessible on all consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The game is free to play, okay? The game is free to play, and people are just going in there with their hacks that they paid for or whatever, and they're just like aimbot, 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 just moving everywhere, knowing with wall hacks and stuff like that. It really does suck and kill the experience of Warzone. Now, I will give Raven some credit here because they are still actively banning a lot of cheaters, But this should have been done already. This should have been like a security thing. Like if you look at Apex, Apex may not be perfect, but it's still getting its cheating system in a good place. And same with Fortnite. Fortnite has had to deal with a lot of cheaters in its prime. And even Blackout, back in the day when Blackout came out on PC, there was some cheaters. But the game, unfortunately, was not free. It was a $60 game to get to the Blackout mode, which kind of sucked, and that's why it caused the hype to go down. And that's why the PC community pretty much left and said, nope, I'm not playing this. But if you could still find a game on PlayStation and Xbox. If you're on those consoles, you can play the game and still find matches that are safe. Everyone has the same hardware, same settings, all that. There's no cross-play. Sure, that sounds like a bad thing, but at the same time, you're not dealing with the crazy cheaters and hackers and all that other stuff that the PC advantages have. So, in hindsight, that's where I go back to the matchmaking point, is the matchmaking just feels better in a sense because you're not dealing, you know the person has a PlayStation, or you know the person has an Xbox. You're playing with the Xbox community in that one session, or you're playing with the PlayStation community in that one session. Now, unfortunately, if you get the game on PC, you're not going to be able to find any Blackout games, unfortunately, because for some reason the PC community pretty much died out and just never seen the light of day. I think you could still find some multiplayer matches, but Blackout, it's hard. It's hard. So I don't recommend getting the game on PC, but if you get the game on console for PlayStation or Xbox, you will still find millions of players actively playing the game all the time. Even some people saying that they rather play this than Warzone. And that just shows you that the community for Blackout is still going strong. And we do wish that Treyarch still gave it support and updates. But now that they're focused on Black Ops Cold War, we're probably not going to get that anytime soon. But guys, those are the reasons why I think Blackout is better than Warzone now. So if you guys agree, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this video. What do you guys think? What are your opinions on Warzone or Blackout? Do you like Warzone? Do you hate Warzone? Do you like Blackout? Do you hate Blackout? Whatever the case may be, leave them in the comments. I'll be reading those comments all the time. And remember to leave a like and also subscribe for new content going forward. And also don't forget to hit the bell for notifications whenever this channel goes live with a new video or live stream. And I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and always be humble.